Yo,
What's good?
what is good, everyone? Welcome back to the ACS Universe. Obviously, I take a week off now. Every other week is when the show drops. You know what I'm saying? It's family time. You know what I mean? It's a tad bit more important than doing some streams. But that's what I do every other Friday. And you've reached the other Friday where I do the show. So we'll talk about some topics. I'm sure you've seen it. We'll talk about The Last of Us. Episodes 5 and 6, because the show is absolutely fucking fire. And and we talk about PlayStation State of Play, man. We're gonna look at some of the stuff that they put out there for as far as video games and stuff. And look at the Suicide Squad.
Woof, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hold on, let me throw some smooth music.
Like what I call it last night, Fortnite, but with a K.
Here we go. Now we jam. All right, so yeah, dude. It did not. It looked like Bayonetta, man. It looked when Harley Quinn was fighting. It looked like I'm like that game is dope.
Yeah,
but that's not what I thought. Especially when they start talking about fucking 5 years after Arkham. I was like, what is this? What's good?
Yeah.
What's good? Hold on. That Street Fighter 6 was the best thing about it. Yeah, it looked good. Look good. What up? Happy Friday. Hope all is well. Yeah, man. Yo, tell David Ayer to hit me up, man. Come on the show when it's time for the premiere and shit, and we'll talk about that. And then what else was there? We'll give our thoughts about Ant-Man and the Wasp and shit. You know what I'm saying? Quantum Mania. Thought it was pretty good after I saw it, but after about a week, I'm like, it's good parts and bad parts. So
it sure was better than the second movie.
Oh yes. Not the first though. The first Ant-Man that shit lives fucking rent free in my head. Yeah. It was good. The first Ant-Man movie was actually fucking super entertaining, and I was like, yo, they killed that shit. But I think we'll talk about it when we get there. But real quick, man, you saw a movie today. You mind telling everybody just a little gist of it?
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
It was. I saw a tweet yesterday about it. Someone said like it does what it says on the tin. Like it's very much just like
a cocaine.
If you go in knowing what you're buying, then you're not. I wasn't disappointed. Like I just got up and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah.
I don't know. It was a good enough time. They weirdly set it up for a sequel, kind of. Like not necessarily like it's already confirmed. It's more of like it's open ended.
Oh, okay.
So, but I don't know. It was decent. And like it had like a good cast, and this is like Ray Liotta's final film. So it was that was nice to see. But no, it was fine.
Good. I'm supposing if it makes obviously. Movie probably didn't cost that much to produce. So if it makes probably $7 more than it costs to produce, they'll make another one because that's that's what you said. They left it open ended. It's probably they're waiting to see if if it makes good box office this weekend. They'll be like, green lit, start filming tomorrow. Fucking what's her name?
2 Cocaine, 2 Bear.
Yeah. Yo, dude. Yeah. So one thing real quick I did want to put out there. So I've been wanting to do something like this for quite a while, some years probably, but just didn't never have the time. And now stuff is, instant replays done. Football season is, the NFL season is done. We have the XFL and other things out there still, but I want to do like sort of a daily show where I just talk about things that happen. Not too long, maybe 15 to 25 minutes, somewhere in there. Just talk about the news because stuff comes out over the weekend, comes out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I never get a chance to sort of talk about any type of entertainment news in general until like Thursday with 4 Nerds or Friday on my show. And so starting Monday, this is coming, man. So the ACS Universe Daily, like I said, real short. if something really big drops, the show might run a little long because that's just the nature of news.
Mhm.
But normally this is gonna be me jumping on just to holler at everybody, man, and just to chill with everybody for a little bit on a daily basis. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and finally I have the time. Like I said, instant replay is over for a while, so like now I can actually do something. Like probably be 3 days out of the week. I don't know if maybe the Fridays where I don't do the ACS universe, I'll probably jump on around 5, and if some news is out there, and talk about it for a bit. But yeah, man, the ACS universe daily is coming on Monday, and hope you guys are interested and want to see what I got to talk about. It's gonna be different.
You should do like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because then it could be like ACS on WTF.
Hey man, that's Joey's about to. He's already part of my PR team, so that's just even more. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
I do. All right, so let's jump into real quick, man. The Last of Us, man. So obviously, the last time we talked on this show, episode 4 had just come out. We talked about 3 and 4, and jumping right in now, we're talking about episodes 5 and 6. Obviously, episode 5. Come on.
I cried.
Yeah, episode 5 was incredible for reasons, and I think it's better for us who have played it because we know what that part of the game was, but what they turned it into was nothing short of absolutely incredible, man. So what'd you think about it? As I asked you that question, bring in Phil, join us. What's good, Phil?
What up, guys? How you doing?
You all right, man?
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
At least all I had to get was a teeth cleaning earlier, so I didn't have to.
Yeah. I just got out of the shower, so
I do have to go back though. I got to go back in a couple months.
Yeah, cavity.
I got to go back in April.
Well, one of my teeth in the back is like cracked. It doesn't even hurt. They were just like, they did X-rays and they were like, the tooth's like cracked in the. And I was like, what the fuck? They showed me. I was like, it doesn't hurt or anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is it supposed to be? Some pain?
You're like just glue it.
Yeah.
No, but over time it will. It will start to hurt. Like that. That's just how it goes. Like there's. Tooth pain's the worst. Like I was actually fortunate enough to get some tooth work done in October. I had same deal. Like my back molar was completely shattered and it was like broken and crooked and like sharp, and it was cutting my teeth. And eventually it just really started to throb and hurt to the point where I just had to get it yanked. I had to see an orthopedic surgeon. It was bad. So yeah, kids, brush your teeth.
Yeah, brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. That's the moral of the story.
That's why I put on that post hashtag brush your teeth.
Brush your motherfucking teeth.
Yeah. But that was my afternoon. But again, Joey, what'd you think, man? First off, episode 5, The Last of Us.
I mean, it's definitely still my favorite episode of the season so far. Just like, I don't want to call it perfect, but it was like, damn near perfect. Cause like like you said, everything they did, especially with that like pretty much that final sequence of, like, cause it all played out very differently than in the game. Yeah. So when they were cornering Henry, I was like, oh my God, how is this going to actually play out? And then, you finally, it like, no pun intended, but like it clicks and you hear the truck start to like fall and you're like, oh, all the clickers that are underground. They're okay, cool. That whole scene, that whole scene,
what up, William?
That whole scene was so good. And, like it, kind of did not play out exactly like from the game. Yeah. Joel's up in the tower, sniping. You got the, like, one of the biggest differences is that it was set at night, whereas like in the game it's during the day.
Yeah.
And for some reason so the truck crashes into that house because like Joel, snipes whoever and they're like, oh, and they veer off. For some reason in my head, I was like, well, that didn't happen in the game, but it does. It's more so because of the fact that like, you don't know the Raiders, like you're you're not familiar with like who they are.
They're like some people. Faceless cats, basically.
They're just more enemies that aren't infected. But like that scene was great. Dude, when the bloater popped out, oh my God, that was terrifying. And then to find out like it was all like practical effects. Like
that's the I guess you could call it the icing on the cake, because after you watch that phenomenal episode, a couple days passed, and did you see on social media that I was like, wait, homie was in the suit.
Go ahead.
And
then it gets to the point where it's like, dude, I wouldn't even have to act at that point, because like if it were CGI, I'd be like, whoa, a bloater, but it's really just a guy in a tennis ball too.
That commercial where the dude's like, I'm walking up the walls right now. Yeah.
Like with that, if I saw that walking towards me, I'd be like, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Like Perry, when it kills him, like it kills you.
Does it? Yeah. If you didn't know,
beautiful.
Yeah, I always like to talk about the contrast, because in the game, if you haven't played it out there, look, the shows. If you haven't played the game, you're watching the show, you're pretty much getting it spoiled for you. But in the game, when Joel goes around to get the sniper, it's not that easy. It's mad lengthy and it's hard. Like you have to fight a bunch of motherfuckers, and then once you get to the back and you take out the sniper, then it's like the way it reminded me, because you know how frantically you're trying to shoot when you're on the game, because you're like they're gonna get him, and so you have to like protect Henry and Sam and Ellie.
Yep.
In the game, it's like frantic. So when I'm watching Joel just like cocking that shit and just losing his fucking, like, I'm like, I feel you 1,000%. I've done that before.
Yeah.
But other than that, look, man, the trade-offs in this, and I know I talked about it a bit last night on Four Nerds, the trade-offs, because look, the action sequences in the game are absolutely incredible. There's a reason why the game is fucking why it's loved the way it is, reason why I love it. But a lot of that stuff just wouldn't work in a show. Some of those scenes, especially the hospital scene, which we'll probably talk about when we get to episode 6, but like the hospital scene, it's very different than what happens in the show. But like to see what happens in the game in the show, it'd be like, you might lose a few people because of, but when you're engaged in playing it, you ain't losing me, motherfucker. Like I'm in that shit. But like people just watching that,
which hospital scene?
The university hospital, they in 6.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, in 6, not 5.
I was like, I thought you were talking about the hospital.
No. Whoa,
Ruh-roh.
I was like, what have you seen?
Yeah, he's got
spoiler.
Got marked by the bloater in the show. Yep, that's him. Yep. He did play the voice. Let me tell you something. Gabrielle Luna killing that shit as Tommy, man.
He's a good actor.
Where's boy? He's looking at Lewis and where's Meg? Meg might be working right now. Pedro and Bella. Yeah, they're killing it, man. I hope that James. What? Gunos. What is Gunos? I don't know what that means. All right, anyway.
Shut up.
Phil, man, you got any thoughts on it? The episode 5 of The Last of Us.
Oh man, I watched these things in succession. So that was what, last week? 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, man. Like it's all gravy. Like I'm probably just gonna have to rewatch it all at some point, get a better grasp on it. Like I've watched up to the 4th episode all the way through, but I don't know. I gotta rewatch 5 and 6.
Okay, I got you.
But you guys can talk freely amongst yourselves. I'm not worried about it.
I got you.
It was interesting because like, I think Anthony and I, like, we talked when the show was kind of just getting started, and we were like, man, we know all the emotional beats, like when shit goes crazy. But the final scene of episode 5, I played it 1,000,000 times.
Yep. And
it killed me. I was sobbing, like I knew these characters. I was. Oh, dude, I was a mess. And
it hits the same. And I my wife obviously hadn't played the games, but so we're watching this thing, and at a certain point, I was hoping she wouldn't say it, because she does say things like this when we watch stuff. She says, "I don't care what happens as long as the kid doesn't die." Oh, like, damn!
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, she said that, and I couldn't react to it, because if I did, then fuck it. So I just sat there.
Oh wait, episode 5. This is Henry and his brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's coming back to me now.
Yeah. And I was like,
That was a tough watch.
When she said that, I was just like, I just kept watching, and obviously it gets to the end. She was destroyed, and then it's just so fucked up because it plays out like this even when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
There could be somebody who pops their head and says, but wait, there's more. And that is so fucked up. But yes, after he kills Sam, there is. Yo, let me tell you something. She was fun. And just watching it, I was like, because obviously the whole episode I'm watching and I'm thinking, are they gonna do it? Like, how are they gonna do it? It's gonna be exactly like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking this in my mind because I want to know, you know what I'm saying? I want to be prepared for it because I wasn't when I played in the game, I wasn't prepared for that shit. So obviously it plays out very similar.
So let me ask you guys something then. When something happens that is beat for beat from the game, that is like a high emotional piece, what is that? What exact feeling do you guys feel? Like, is it a repeat? Is it like, oh fuck, that I knew that was coming, but it still hurt the same? Like, is it a different kind of pain because it's so different because it's being like portrayed in a live action sense, as opposed to just like holding it in your controller, just being like,
It's honestly for me, it's refreshing, even though it was painful shit to watch. It's refreshing because when you're playing it, you're really in it because your hands are on it. You know what I'm saying? But like watching it is a whole different experience. Like I'm like, I played this, and for me, it's refreshing. It's almost as if the game came out on PlayStation 2 and they just remastered it for PlayStation 5, and that's what I'm watching. It's just a remastered, so it hits the same beats. But the stuff they like I said, for me personally, anything they've taken out or added or changed they've done it flawlessly for me. It's. So what do you think, Joey? Get that same question. He just asked a good question, Phil.
Yeah, I would say I think the Henry and Sam death scene has kind of been the biggest scene to play out as like
T for T.
Yes.
Pretty much, except for there were, so if you're going to compare it, I guess, like to how Tess died, she dies a very different way in the game.
Yeah.
But
I did watch that behind the scenes, them talking
about
that.
It is sad in the game, but in the show, Tess's death, I was like, oh man, I feel this more because like I feel like they put more weight to it and they stayed with her as opposed to in the game where it kind of like cuts away from her and you see it's like an off-screen death, which is like weird. But with Henry and Sam, like that was so as beat for beat as it could have been, and it's still, like I said, hit me just as hard, if not harder, because like I think the additional factors though, which were Sam was younger, only like a couple years. He was deaf, which he could,
which was dope. That was a great addition.
That was a really good creative choice, because in the game he can talk, and he's whatever. And then the biggest thing was he doesn't tell anybody that he's been bitten. He only, like, Ellie leaves the room and then he lifts up his pant leg and you see like the mark on his leg. This, I think the reason it hit me so hard was because it was such a childlike innocence and hope of, like, Ellie, she
I put my blood on him. I tried to fix him.
Like, she said what she said, like, I'm immune.
Immune, and then my blood can fix you.
Well, and it was probably just that again, that childlike thought process of, like, I have magic blood. I can, I can help this go away. And then she was, they were probably both holding on to that hope like all night until Sam turned, and then Ellie unfortunately fell asleep.
Passed out. Yeah, she fell asleep.
And then it just, in the morning, it literally just all crumbled. And I think that's why it hit me so hard, was because it just, in a matter of hours, it was gone. And that's how, like, it's like no one stays good in this world. It's sad. It's sad as it is, but it's just like, there's a line that just, like, you keep finding stuff to fight for. Like that's what keeps you going in this world. And but yeah, having said all that, I think like you said, Anthony, it is refreshing, and it is they haven't done anything, whether it's been too on point or too like too different from
the
game to make me be like, oh, that's no, I don't like that. Like it's all just been really well done. It's even just like the small, like the episode 4 when they're in the car and you know that entire dialogue plays out exactly like in the game. It's just stuff like that. It makes me.
It's literally like it's like how do they walk around with that thing? Like, all of that shit's in the game, dude. Like, and there's a lot of people who haven't played the game, who've only watched it, who kind of think differently about some scenes. And I'm like, no, that's straight out of the game. And they're like, oh, so it wasn't just there for no reason. Like, no, they literally took that straight. So yeah, that the car scene, that's another one that's pretty spot on. But like seeing it fleshed out like that, it's sort of seeing it in 3D as opposed to seeing it in 2D when you're playing the game, I guess is the best way to describe that feeling. But it's incredible, man. So obviously with that episode, it's funny because we reached the next episode, right? Now we're talking about episode 6. We'll move to that one, the one that just aired Sunday, and you're like, yo, goddamn last episode, holy shit, bro. Let me watch this new one. Wait a minute. Let me remind you. You know, let me remind you what happened last week at the end, bro. Yeah. You're like, no.
Even without the recap, like
that was.
I skipped the recap. Yes, I skipped the recap on purpose for that episode because I was like, and it's then it was like
they did it intentionally.
Yeah, they had to have been like, you know, you're gonna watch this
like I said, let's remind you of what happened. But yeah,
we're gonna remind you why the show is called The Last of Us.
Yes, because there's only a few. So so we get into episode 6. Obviously, they remind us what happened at the end of episode 5, which all time. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick when it comes Emmy time, bro. I'm eager to see. Because there are awards for just guest appearances in shows for Emmys. Bruh, is Last of Us going to rule that entire category? I mean, you got Bill and Frank, both of those stellar. And then you had Henry and Sam, stellar. And if you want to even go there, even though she was in 2 episodes, Tess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of very good performances that they're just there for an episode and then they're gone, dude. Which is how the game plays out. You meet people and then it's So yeah, like I was saying, you see that happen and pretty much Joel and Ellie, they're on the road, man. And I do like some of the conversations they show and some of the banter. When they were talking about football, I was like, yeah. He's explaining football to her and shit like that. Those scenes are incredible, man. And they're, even though I know the relationship that they have, a lot of people who haven't played the game don't, and that helps. Even by now, I'm pretty sure people are pretty much kind of tuned into, when we jump around, my bad. But when she's cutting Ellie's hair and she says, "Oh no, that's Sarah's Joel's daughter," I was like, "Oh." You know what I'm saying? Because he hadn't said shit about it yet.
In a way, she just goes completely blank. She's like,
what the so now she realizes now why his attitude. So what do you think, man? Joey, man, episode 6, man.
Yeah, it was really well done. Not like in a non-critical way of saying this, like not a lot happened. Until there were there were certain spurts of at the end, like seeing another way that it plays out differently, because like in the game, he gets tackled onto that lead pipe, and this one, he gets stabbed. But no, overall, I thought it was good. You see a lot more character development, and I think it's good for shows like this to kind of take breaks from like the like episode 5 had the crazy shoot 'em up stuff, like the flicker sequence, all that. This one had to have those moments of just like showing why Joel is the way that he is, and finally not just like having the audience know, but having Ellie know, having Tommy see that like his brother hasn't necessarily changed after 10 years or however many years.
Yeah, except he's just older.
Yeah,
and that scene too was dope. When he found Tommy, that shit was cool, man. And I remember it from the game. I would talk about the generator.
Yeah.
Oh no, the damn it, what do they call it? The waterfall, the
the hydroelectric.
The dam. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, in the game, the dam is a whole ass mission, and that shit is rough, bro. There's dudes shooting at you and shit while you're trying to fix it, and so they just went with the dam. Been working for about a year, bro. I was like, oh,
see, and that was another change that I thought was pretty good because if like I don't want to give too much away for the season 2, but if they are setting up what I think they're setting up, that the town that they were in looked a lot like from season 2.
Yeah.
So it seemed like they were trying not to cut corners, but to kind of just like, fast track certain things.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't think we it'd be like I don't think we have enough time to do the whole damn thing with Tommy. But what if we put him in the commune and then we like kind of plant those seeds for season 2?
Yeah.
Like I think that was another instance that like changing stuff from the game like kind of is going to pay off. But that was, I liked just the dynamic between all 4, like, Joel, Ellie, Tommy, and Maria. Like, it was just it was good not good except, but it was good to see, like, they all, I don't know, like, they all just had that different way of thinking. Like, they were at odds, but it was a lot of passive aggressiveness for a bit.
Yeah. And then obviously when Joel found out that Tommy was married now, and he's got the child on the way and stuff like that. So it was, and I agree. People think that when Pedro gets nominated, like the little clip they're going to show of him is this clip from this show when he's talking to Tommy about how he's getting older and he can't do the shit he used to do. Which I was watching that shit like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
and it's funny because in the game, Joel is way more brutal. He's I like him here. I like both Joels. It doesn't matter. The game is fire. Towards the end, Joel kind of, changes up a bit, but the vulnerability that they gave him in this show was absolutely incredible, man.
Yeah.
And I'm always watching stuff thinking, but Pedro, you ain't that old, man. You can do it. But at the same time, he's playing Joel, who's 56. He's been through a lot of shit the past 20 years. So, like, obviously, body hurting and all of that kind of stuff, which I thought was a nice touch, considering. And I when he described what happened in wait a minute, what episode did that happen? In 4. Yeah, when they described what happened in 4, where he was like, she had to save me from some young dude. I didn't even fucking hear him coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that, all of that stuff. I was like, damn, dude. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like he's putting it out there. So one of the changes, though, I will say is when Joel sort of he hands the responsibility to taking Ellie to Tommy. In the game, Ellie gets pissed off and steals a horse and bails on their ass. So they have to go find her. And it's another mission of and that's another thing. I understand why that wasn't in the show either, because that's 30 minutes right there. You know what I'm saying? You have to find her. And once and so I like the way they did it here, where once they got ready to leave, Joel was sit down there by the horse, and she throws her bags at him and says, "Let's go." So I did like that. And the other one with the ending, it's depending on what difficulty you're playing it on. That abandoned fucking university hospital is hard as fuck.
Yeah,
like it is, and you still end up getting fucked up because that's just the way the game is. He falls on some rebar or some shit in the game, which I like how they did it here. Because like I said, you're talking about adding another 45 minutes to the episode. If you put that entire thing in there, that's just and plus for people watching, I think it would become a little like, okay, is Joel hiding behind another desk to shoot a motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So that's where the game is fire, because I love that shit. But like for people watching,
and then in that one, before you get to the hospital, you go through the dorms. And you fall into that pit or like the basement, and all the clickers are in there. So that was just another thing that they avoided, and I think it's fine.
It is. Yeah, I think they're the trade-offs, and I'm sure once this first season is done and we sort of do like a review, the trade-offs that they made between things that happened in the game and the actual show, some of the best I've ever seen. Because I've seen adaptations before, and sometimes they can't pull it off like this. Especially if you leave out a scene as big as the university hospital, and you kind of shrink it down. A lot of shows couldn't pull that off. Like you'd be like, you'd miss it. here I didn't miss it. Like I got the gist of what happened. I was like, okay, oh, I like how they did it there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, especially when he turned around and the knife was in him. I was like, nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Even though it's fucked up, but I was still like, yeah.
But you still got the good moments too of like, you know, like you said, when they were riding up to the university, they're talking about like what the rules of football and like that's straight from the game.
Yeah.
And then them seeing like the monkeys, like on the campus, and then they like hear whoever in the, like they think someone's, you know, upstairs, but it's just more monkeys. Like all that was like done in the game, and it, like I think that kind of played out really well in the show. But yeah, I think they did definitely kind of trim the fat of certain sequences that didn't really need to be in there. And like you said, they did the important thing. Like, you know, they didn't. I'd assume it also had to be a big stunt to do. Like, it was probably just, you know, easier for it to be during like a one-on-one thing with Joel and that one dude. Whereas, like he would have to go up to that balcony, and then they would do a massive stunt where someone fell onto a lead pipe. Like it just, I think it played out the way it should have for live action at least.
It did. So now we're left. Obviously, you know, we have an idea what's going to happen next. I mean, well, for the next episode, anyway, we'll take a look at that trailer in just a second. But for the next episode, it's just the DLC, man. It's which was the DLC that came out for this game. I think I remember having to, because by the time the DLC came out, the PS4 was out already.
Yeah,
the PS4. So the game came out, and it was one of those things where like it was just like God of War 2. The game came out so close. God of War 2 came out so close to the end of PlayStation 2 cycle that everybody was like, "Why not on PlayStation 3?" And they were like, "Nah, it's going to be on PlayStation." And they put God of War 2 on PlayStation, and it was still a massive seller, successful, whatever. The great game. This is the same thing. The PlayStation 3 was on its way out, and June of 2013, this game came out. I think the DLC came out in December. It was after the PS4 because I remember. We had the PS4 in the living room, and my son had his PS3. I had to go in his bedroom and play it because the DLC wasn't on the PS4. So,
gotcha.
Because it hadn't came out on PS. The remastered version wasn't out yet. So, yeah, I remember that. So, you know, when that shit came out, man, it was like people have been waiting on that because they've been talking about it for a long time. Like, yo, we're gonna have some DLC for this. I expected, like, I thought they'd come out with several DLCs, but they only came out with the one. They only needed the one.
Yeah,
because that shit was short and it was just as incredible as the fucking game was to play, and it draws you in. And at the end of that one, you're damn, dude, fucking Ellie really been through some. Like, you know what I'm saying? You played through the last one, you'd be like, yo, she went through a lot of shit before the game even started. Like, it's fucking crazy, man.
Well, and it's also crazy to think that, like, I don't know how exactly it's going to play out in the show. It's only like what 2-3 weeks before the events of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like.
That's why she looks so closely to the to how she looks.
But it's like, I guess I'm just now thinking back on that. So, you know, avoiding spoilers, but she talks about what happens in the events of Left Behind.
Yeah.
And like you said, it didn't come out until the DLC didn't come out until not a year later, but it was a few months.
Yeah, it was.
So for a while, you're like you play that game and you're kind of just sitting there like imagining how that went, imagining what her thoughts were during that time. Yeah. And then then it finally came out and you're like, okay,
yeah, this makes sense. Yeah.
And I almost like kind of take that for granted now because I can just play that whenever.
Yeah, because when Remastered came out, it was part of the game. It was included. Yeah.
But it's like back then you had to wait for a second to see, to like add the action to those,
to what she mentions what she's talking about. Yes, yeah. All right, so here we do this real quick. All right, I'm gonna pull up this. Yeah, I need to pause that.
Oh,
dude, I love that fucking Tribe Called Quest beat. But anyway, so here's this is the teaser, I guess you want to call it, for episode 7 of The Last of Us, man.
There are 9 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too. Riley, where have you been? What the hell?
Oh.
I thought I was bitten.
I will tell you everything. You have to come with me for a few hours.
Is this a fan?
You follow the rules, you become.
Is this a fan trailer?
No, this is HBO.
Holding this all together.
I see this. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Open your eyes. Tonight, I'm going to show you the 4 wonders of the mall. You're a firefly? Yes, Ellie, put it down. Ellie!
Yeah.
Oomph.
Somebody else must have put it up, but that's what they showed after the episode on
Yeah, I remember the trailer. It started. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like
no, you good.
The trailer when it started, that was like game audio of Ellie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Let me see if there's another one. I was looking at okay, let me see if this one starts the same way. Hold on. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit different.
It's probably not much of a difference, but it's just like the voice was just that like.
Let's try this one. Let's see. Oops.
You don't fight. Your
This
friend
is the one.
fights. She's not here anymore.
You follow the rules, you become an officer. We're the only thing holding this all together.
Riley, where have you been?
I will tell you everything. You have to come with me for a few hours. You trust me, right? Open your eyes. Tonight, I'm going to show you the 4 wonders of the mall.
If you come back, we could be running things. We're like the future.
You're a firefly? Yes, Ellie, put it down.
None of this shit was even about me.
Ellie! Get ready to run.
Yep, gonna be another hard wrencher. Because that's what they do, son of a bitches. So yeah. Okay.
Is there anything you guys can infer about the upcoming episode that you might be looking forward to? You might be clenching booty cheeks at anything of that caliber?
You know what? I think not so much what the stuff, because the parts where you see her jogging, that's not in the game. Like
Okay.
that's remember first episode when she talks to what's her name?
Marlene.
Damn it. Yes, Marlene. She says, I put you in that school, or what that conversation they have. I'm sure that's what that is, because that's not in the game. Like the Left Behind DLC is strictly just them two together at like the mall and shit, pretty much. And they get on the carousel, and there's a whole bunch of stuff with that. Do they shoot water guns at each other?
Yeah, they find
they find like
they
some
got their
super
water
soldiers and
guns. They got their water guns confiscated, and then
Mhm.
Riley like snuck in or something to someone's office and like stole them back.
Yeah.
But so couple things that I'm looking forward to. One, so in the DLC, it kind of bookends, or not even bookends, but like it kind of changes time periods a little bit from it weirdly enough they both take place in the mall.
Yeah.
So it does the flashback of her and Riley, and then does a flash forward of she's like kind of on her own for a bit because Joel is out of commission after what happened last week. So she actually has to like venture through the mall on her own to try and get like medical supplies or something. I don't know if they're gonna have all this in there because like I haven't seen any of that in the trailer, but hopefully there's something in there because like it adds a little bit of tension, and showing how she grows as a not only as a person but just as like a survivalist pretty much.
Yeah,
because it's like she has to grow up fast, and that's unfortunate, but like that's how this world works. So she kind of has to take care of herself.
I want to say that's also the first time you play as Ellie in the first game. That's the first time you actually take control of her character is there. So Well,
in the DLC, you only play as Ellie. But in the game is after whatever
Joel
happens
gets hurt.
Joel.
Yeah.
But so I'm looking forward to see how they kind of throw those in there. Hopefully they don't like gloss over it too much. I don't think they will, but it's just I would like to see her on her own for just a bit.
Yeah, me too. Because I have a feeling the next episode that's fucking in the snow.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be like top contender for episodes.
Yeah.
But the other thing, I was looking at like the cast list for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Ashley, who plays Ashley Johnson, who plays her in the game, plays Ellie?
Yeah, she's in the episode.
She's in this coming episode.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Interesting.
And like, do you know who she plays, Phil? Like in this episode? Okay, I won't spoil it. But it's a nice touch, I think, that they did with this. With this show. But like those are the two biggest things I'm looking forward to. And Storm Reed as Riley, she's a good actress.
She's
I'm
great.
looking forward to seeing how she what she does with this role and whatnot.
Yeah. Like I said, man, that's probably going to be another one you're going to say, damn. Emmy nominations, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? These actors and actresses who coming in here and playing, just doing one episode and absolutely fucking killing it, man. So, and I'm sure she's going to do the same, but like I said, we'll wait and see when it comes out on Sunday, and we'll be checking that out, man. So that's it, man. The last was, man, tune in. It's still got, there's 3 episodes left.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 episodes, man, and it's I think looking forward to these next 3. Obviously, we know there's some things because we've seen in the trailers that are absolutely gonna happen. I think for hardcore players of the game, the mystery surrounding the end of the season is very like, how are they gonna do it? Like, where are they gonna choose to? I remember back in the day when Titanic came out, and then when it came out on physical VHS, everybody wanted to know when the movie was going to split. When did you have to put the second tape in? The same thing. I'm like, when are they going to fucking be like, see y'all next season? You know what I mean? Am I going to be mad, or am I going to be like?
And then there's the alternate ending for Titanic.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, right? You know that's a thing, right, Anthony?
What's that?
The alternate ending for Titanic?
What is it?
So they like catch her trying to throw the heart of the ocean into and like they all try and stop her. It's really cheesy. Like it's so.
Oh, they actually filmed that?
Yes.
And then James Cameron chose not to use it.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's weird. It's really
so
weird.
they try to stop her from throwing.
Yeah, like Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you can't. Blah, blah. And like they're all trying to like stop her from doing it. It's like a standoff. It's so weird.
Okay, I might have to check that out. But,
yeah.
All right, so that's the last was, man. That's our thoughts.
Check out Titanic coming at you this summer. And,
yeah. They just released it.
That movie's a waste of time.
You don't like Titanic?
Fuck no.
I love Titanic, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Look, there are a handful of James Cameron movies I like. That ain't one of them.
Phil always gets a sinking feeling when he watches it.
That's right.
All right, so real quick, let's move on to the next topic. I did want to get you guys' thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, bro. So I saw the movie last Thursday, caught one of the early screenings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Obviously, it's not perfect. Nowhere near as good as the first. I love the first Ant-Man like a motherfucker. That movie just hits a bunch of beats. Yeah. It has they cast the cast in the first one is perfect. Everybody from top to bottom, everybody hits their points. So this one, just the only thing you basically can talk about is Jonathan Majors because he's fired. Because he's just, I would say this when I think about the fact that for the foreseeable future in the MCU, the overarching villain is going to be him. Mm-hmm. I sit fine with that.
Yeah.
As opposed to if it, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel comfortable in that because with the first time around with Thanos, like you only got teased. They teased him for like the first 5 or 6 movies. You really didn't get a gist of how much of a maniac he was until obviously like
Infinity War.
Yeah. So with this one right off rip, they're showing you how good he is. I thought the visuals were pretty okay for the most part. Like you were saying last night, there's some wonky shit in there though. But it is called Quantumania, so it's almost like you just kind of. I think after. You back? Appreciate it. But after about a week of thinking about it, probably not as good as I initially thought. Like after the first viewing when I walked out of the theater, still decently enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, to be honest. I do still though. If I do watch it, it's gonna be because I'm be trying to pick up some shit I missed about Kang while I was watching that motherfucker. Because but I thought Bill Murray was dope in it. I thought some of the stuff they did was okay. His daughter didn't get on my nerves like he got on some of other people's nerves. Like, she didn't bother me that much. I do. It's a different actress though, right? Weren't we talking about that last night?
Yeah. It's a different actress. They cast someone else completely differently, as opposed to who played her in Endgame.
Yeah. And like I said last night, she looks just fucking straight up like Amber Heard. Literally, I was like, yeah,
a little bit.
I was watching the whole movie.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, watching the whole movie, I kept thinking she looked, and then right at the end, I was like, she looks like Amber Heard. Like when Amber Heard first got her start, like that movie we were talking about last night, Don't Back Down, Never Back Down, or whatever.
Like
yeah. That's she looks like, or Pineapple Express, homies. Maybe she was in Pineapple Express, really young Amber Heard. So yeah. So Phil, man, get your thoughts. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, man.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in the same boat. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. I don't understand why people are being so quick to like just put this film on the rotten scale and just kind of run with the flow of oh woe is me, Marvel's in shambles, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm like, what? what are you talking about? What do you mean this is like the worst movie since the Eternals? What do you mean this is the worst movie in the Ant-Man trilogy?
I thought the Eternals was all right.
Yeah, I like Eternals. I hate people saying that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I just it baffles me because like people expected this, like I said it yesterday, like I think people really were expecting this Avengers level spectacle, and it's like, no, this is the third Ant-Man movie. Like that's what this is. This is the fucking third Ant-Man movie, and the whole point of this movie was to introduce Kang the Conqueror. That's why it was the Phase 5 kickoff film. Does that kind of do a disservice to what was previously done? Maybe. I don't really know. Do I really care? Not necessarily, because here's a caveat. If you do another heist movie, people would bitch about that. Oh, it's just another fucking heist movie. Well, no fucking shit. Scott Lang is a thief. And what was he asked to do this time? He was asked to steal a multiversal engine core, and he did. So yeah, and the thing is like, the way I articulate it is, and the way it was broken down to me is like, the first two are very much in the realm of Scott Lang's territory of being heist thrillers and of that regard, and also kind of having Hank Pym be the forefront and be the scientist and be the man in the chair with essence. But they also got back Janet Van Dyne. It was a little convoluted with the Ant-Man and the Wasp, but that's neither here nor there. But this film, it was a nice kind of change of pace, because now we get to see Janet Van Dyne actually do something. And she had a friendship with, wait a minute, Kang the Conqueror, the guy who's going to be the overarching villain for the rest of Phase 5 and 6. Awesome. Wait, not awesome. Oh, fuck. Ant-Man just unleashed hell upon the Marvel multiverse. Oh, no. So it's just, to me, just on the movie itself, like, yeah, I wasn't going in, with super high expectations, but I didn't have super low expectations either. I liked what I saw based on the footage they showed. And, coming out of the movie, I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's a fun time. I love Jonathan Majors. He was great. I feel like for me, the biggest criticism really doesn't even just come from like anything in particular, but like the thing that stands out to me, we talked about yesterday, is like Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang, and just how different it is just seeing a different actress in this movie when just, a couple movies ago, well, not really a couple movies ago, but just a couple years ago in the finale, it's a completely different person. And it's like, it's just kind of jarring for the one studio to be so keen on continuity, where they were just not coordinated here on this character going forward in the MCU. Because to me, I would have rather seen Catherine Newton either in Endgame or Emma Furman continue into Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah.
But Hollywood's a fucking weird place. Yeah. They had their reasons to do what they did, Yeah,
I wonder why. I wonder why they changed actresses. That's kind of.
I will also say that the use of the green screen, blue screen, and volume technology was way tighter and way more utilized better here than in Thor: Love and Thunder. Peyton Reed clearly had more of a grasp of this shit while working on The Mandalorian than Taika Waititi did.
Yeah, Taika was like, what is? Yeah, that's another thing. Look, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to hand out Oscars for this movie, but I thought it was better than Thor: Love and Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Like that. At least, I tell you what, this movie took a absolutely generational actor and made him the villain, which he was, but did it better than what they did with Christian Bale, who's also a generational actor playing a villain. And they literally like it was just better presented or whatever. And while I thought that Christian Bale was great in that movie, the only high point, I still feel like he was underutilized to a certain extent as compared to like Kang. Like you got to Kang fucking at the end, you got to see the full spectrum. And there's a dude I work with who collects these Marvel cards, like trading cards and shit. And he didn't really. He's like, so Kang's a villain, right? I said, yeah, man. After I saw it, and he was like, dude, I need to see that. He's like, and he said on his card, his Kang card, all of his levels are maxed out all the way down. Like, you know how each character has their little power levels. He said Kang shit is from top to bottom all the way up. I was like, yeah, pretty much in the movie, he's fucking damn near unstoppable. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he's not stopped. So, but Joey, man, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm kind of in, same frame of mind there. It was fine. Like, it was pretty decent.
Like, it wasn't the best shit ever, but it wasn't like the worst turd on the planet.
Yeah, and it was, it was enjoyable enough, and like Jonathan Majors really, kind of carried that movie, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, and it like, yes, people kind of did overreact, saying like how bad it was or whatever, but people are also really defending this movie as if Marvel's some sort of underdog in the cinematic world. I'm like, nah, we're 25 movies in, they're okay. Like we were at dinner before going to the movie, and we were talking about like Fast and Furious. They're like, someone was like, they need to stop making those movies. I'm like, they're on the 10th one. We are going to see the 25th Marvel movie right now. Like, what is this argument? I don't understand.
Also,
31. This Quantumania was 31. Guardians will be 32.
There you go.
Holy shit! Yeah. Guardian, was it a couple months? May?
May. Yeah.
May 5th.
Yeah.
Approaching swiftly.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say, MODOK was one of the worst things I think Marvel has ever done. That was so lame.
I can't disagree necessarily. I will just add that inherently he is also a goofy ass looking character. No matter.
No, absolutely. I get it. And it's, I understand. I think that's something like that is a character that would be hard for any franchise to try and adapt into live action. I get it, but like, and I also like actually enjoyed the storyline of like bringing Darren back. And having him be like,
that was clever.
I like it was. That's interesting. And then like the more you spend more time with him, I'm like, man, he looks like a testicle with arms and legs.
And dude,
he looks so bad.
I know
terrible.
I know we talked about last night that part at the end where he was like, "Don't be a dick." He's like, "I'm not a." I was like, "Come on, bro."
I'm not a dick.
And dude, and like I would say I feel bad about saying this. I would say that, but I'm glad he's gone. Like MODOK, I'm glad he's done. And I don't feel bad about saying that because they played his death scene as a joke.
I hated that. I was not a fan of that.
All jokes. I'm like, okay. I mean, I understand he was a villain, like up until his final moments, but I'm just like, all right, dude.
And what's her name was? She was like, Darren. Like she was the last one. I was like,
well, the movie ended, and my buddy was like, yeah, I think I'm glad MODOK's done because honestly, what bigger role could he have done in the MCU? It's just like it's like he played his role like
I'm the ultimate weapon.
Oh my god!
But more often than not, MODOK is a Captain America villain. A lot of people kind of want to see him show up in New World Order. And I'm like, I mean, you'd have to tie it into AIM somehow too, and I could see like. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I don't really have much affection for the character to begin with, so I don't really care. They brought him back in a clever way that would make sense. Obviously, they'd have to do it in some way that's probably tied to Tony Stark. Just kidding. But I'm kind of with Joey. I wasn't really one way or the other about MODOK. Was I like, was I a fan? Not necessarily. And I think the death was really stupid.
Yeah.
That was just not
good. And to repeat his point, like in any unit, it doesn't matter. James Cameron could have been in charge of directing MODOK, and it would have been fucking hard to bring that shit. It's just that type of character. You know what I'm saying? Like Zach would have had trouble bringing MODOK to life in anything because it's just that type of damn.
Yeah, it's hard to maneuver, honestly. Like it's just
man. It just because if you make it, I don't think there's any way that you could make MODOK and it not look silly as fuck. And just you understand what I'm saying? So it's Shamalos, man, relax, bro. Yes, rest in peace, Coolio. Onion rings are delicious, man.
I'll say they got close. They got pretty close. Like to what MODOK looks like in the comic. They just didn't give him the brown hair and the
they should have kept that mask down.
That's what everybody was saying last time.
Yeah, that's what everyone else was saying too.
It was a nightmare.
Well,
like I understand that's the point, but like
it was so disproportionate. And I got it. It's supposed to look like that. Yeah. But half the time it didn't even look like Corey Stoll, man. It didn't even look
I'm right. I kind of agree. It didn't really look like Corey Stoll.
Yeah, I was like,
you like saw his bare ass when they were like, man, I'm like, all right. That's
that right there is a little to me like it's like the most of the humor in Thor: Love and Thunder was unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that was something that I thought was okay. There's humor, but just relax, bro. I don't want to see fucking MODOK's ass cheek.
Well, and it just gets to the point where, like, okay, like, you know, we, especially backstage, we'll make like, you know, fart jokes or whatever, and it's like, okay, we appreciate that kind of humor.
Yeah,
but then. Thinking about like seeing it in like a movie like this, I was just like
a movie that costs like upwards of fucking hundreds of $millions.
Yeah,
like you're like, whoa.
And then it was just like
if I see it happen to Step Brothers, I'm like, hey.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, but it's just like it's just like okay, you know, these movies are like some serious shit's going down, and these are like again, it's like the 30th movie in the universe, and like shit's crazy. And then it just goes like we could even like come up with, you know, creative humor and whatnot, or we could just show an ass, and it's like I mean it's just like Ragnarok. Like they just showed a Hulk's bare green ass. I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, I was not a fan of that scene either. That was, you know, Marvel does their humor, and sometimes they toe a line, and that line is, well, usually involving a bare ass.
Yeah. You know, it's funny to think about that because one of the movies that I thought wasn't going to have any humor in it had some, and 2 times in Marvel cinema, I think 3 times. The first Ant-Man, that humor was just fucking spot on. That shit, it was funny, and it helped the story move forward and everything. Infinity War, bro. I thought there's no way in fucking hell there's gonna be any jokes in this movie, and that shit was actually funny. Like there were some things in there happening. I was like, I laughed at that. You know what I mean? And then the Winter Soldier had some of the flattest jokes that made me laugh when he says, "Everybody in my quartet is dead." Like that shit's to me that was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like it made sense for how serious that movie was. Otherwise, yeah, man, chill with the ass cheek.
It's just and it's just it's just to the point where what up, dude? It's just to the point where obviously you know me. I joke 90% of the time. I'm fine with humor. Like in movies, whatever. I get it. But like with Marvel, it's almost like they don't know when to turn it off or how to turn it off. Like it's just the train just keeps rolling. And it's you know
and I think most of it depends on like who the director is in the MCU that's directing these films a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I think for the most part, the damn it, what's the brother's name that did Infinity War? Fucking
the Russo brothers.
They can do it pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like they did Winter Soldier. They did
Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Yes. So those are the movies to me personally that I feel like have the most justified humor. There are still some dumb jokes in there, but like justified as far as it makes sense, and it's not like it's not ass cheeks, bro. It's not fucking. It's not Russell Crowe fucking being a dumbass Zeus. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god,
that was brutal.
You know, it's funny because like the Russo brothers are the ones who've probably worked the most for Marvel Studios so far because they've done 4 films, and that's
the most out of anyone who's worked there thus far,
Mm-hmm.
because James Gunn is about to get a trilogy. Peyton Reed got a trilogy. John Watts got a trilogy. Scott Derrickson worked on Doctor Strange 1. Sam Raimi 1 on 2. Thor has like 3 different directors.
Yeah.
Iron Man could have been a trilogy, but then they brought in Shane Black. Like it's interesting to me that you know they're the ones who've really put in the most work as far as the film side of things go. So yeah, I don't know who's going to be next to do 4 Marvel films. Me personally, I think it's going to probably wind up being Peyton Reed.
Yeah,
I think after this he's probably going to latch on to, you know, they're talking about an Ant-Man 4 too, so it wouldn't at all surprise me to see another one somewhere, you know, in you know phase 6 maybe. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. I mean, just even thinking about like the things that were planted in this movie, right? Because we saw a pretty large chunk of the quantum realm, and you know the likes of you know, wow, why am I getting the actor's name? Bill Murray, and other supporting characters down there, and seeing this whole different world that hasn't been really utilized or touched upon that much in the first couple of phases. While you have, you know, Ant-Man 1 and 2 in phase 2 and 3 respectively, but only just hearing about the quantum realm and then having it being kind of a plot point or plot device in Endgame, and finally getting to explore it, I think was an interesting choice. But I think at the same time, it's now like kind of it in a way. Phase 4 and 5 are kind of using the mold but breaking the mold at the same time, because this again wasn't a typical Ant-Man heist film where he goes up against some other villain that might be able to interchange science in certain weird ways or another. This was literally Ant-Man delving into the weird science that is the quantum realm, and I think that's a pretty ingenious approach to take it. So the question then begs is, what do you do for a 4th Ant-Man movie?
Yeah, that's I guess that all depends on what the next fucking 4 or 5 you know what I'm saying, with the next 4 or 5 movies in the MCU do. So there's also I can't find it, I read it earlier, the dude who's writing the Kang Dynasty,
he wrote Quantumania, Jeff Loveness,
and he said I can't wait to write Namor. So Namor should probably he's probably going to be in Kang Dynasty. I guess that's what I could take from that, because he did make that. I just saw the quote.
That's the implication is in my mind, is that he's out there making the rounds, talking about Quantumania and talking about how he did things specifically in this movie that would plant seeds for an Avengers movie. And since he's writing Kang Dynasty, him and Daniel Cretton, who are working on the movie right now, like they're plotting the general idea of it, and based on to just even touch forward to this film, you know, the post-credit sequence with the Council of Kangs. Yeah. Right? Like,
that was dope, man.
To me, when I hear the words Avengers Kang Dynasty, and now we see at the end of this film that there is literally a fucking giant coliseum filled of council of variants of Kang the Conqueror. What does that mean? Like, who's going to show up where to harm who? Because they were also talking about, Jeff Loveness is like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something about something to the effect of like, Kang's going to go on a fucking bloodbath. Like, he's going to go kill some Avengers. Like, people are going to die. I'm like, okay, which ones? That's the question people need to start asking. It's like, who's going to die?
Yeah, because it's expected, because the line he says to Ant-Man, he's like, have I killed you yet? You the one with the hammer? Like, all of that shit was like, damn, this dude he's out here. He's out here murdering cats. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and the second post-credit scene, first of all, I told y'all last night, some dude, I was like, do you even watch any? The second post-credit scene, as soon as Loki appears, some dude was like, oh my God. I was like, what? Did you not watch the initial time we saw Jonathan Majors was in that show? Like, you're here watching the movie, you hadn't watched that show yet, but I'm sure he watched it, but his response was just way, I didn't expect to see him, but at the same time I did. And when I saw him, I was like, that's cool. That dude was, oh my God, scared the fucking shit out of me, man. Like, literally, dude yelled that shit in the theater.
My God.
And then they showed Owen Wilson, and he same fucking shit. Oh shit. Dude, relax.
It's Lightning McQueen. Dude, there was something like There's something like that in my theater when Bill Murray walked on, like into the scene.
Yeah,
it was like it was the one shot from like all the trailers where he just like takes his glasses off or whatever, and like a few people in the row in front of us were like, "Oh," and like clapping. I'm like, "What the? Do you know he was in this?"
Yeah. Which yeah. So looking forward to all that, man. What they got coming. Obviously, look, as a start to this phase, Kang is a formidable dude, and I can't wait to see everything they got in store for him, honestly. Because even though, like I said, you didn't really see Thanos until it got to a certain point in the MCU. When he did get there, that dude was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Like it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think to that point, I think what they're doing with Kang is actually really smart in that they're showing him now.
Yeah.
And being like, okay, this is our guy. And here's why you need to be afraid of him, because it's not just one single individual like Thanos. No, there's a multitude of this cat who is just like the one that Ant-Man almost fucking died fighting. Like it's gonna be scary. So I'm kind of, you know, it'd be really funny is like if one of the Kangs killed Thor and be like, yeah, I remember the last time I did that. It was great. Just like a callback to this film, but you know, I'm just spitballing at this point. But like, I'm kind of banking like if an actor who is like saying I'm tired of being in this role, i.e. Chris Hemsworth, if they wanted to like clear the board of some characters.
Oh yeah, yep. Show it brutal.
Just saying.
Let him rip his spine out of his back and hold it. Let me see something extra violent and crazy if you're gonna kill off Thor in the fucking movie.
I feel like if Kang would take out Thor, it's gonna be like
him picking up the hammer and smashing his dome piece.
No, I think it's gonna be like in a typical futuristic 31st century fashion. He's gonna have a giant armed laser gun and he's just gonna obliterate Thor, and that's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah. Just make it nice, dude. You know what I'm saying? Make it fucking graphic as you can make it, Marvel.
And then you can pass the mantle down to Jane Foster. Oh, you killed her. Killed her off. Killed her off.
Valhalla. Yeah, they showed Valhalla off for a reason.
You better Valhalla at me.
I think she could come back.
Just don't put Taika Waititi in the director's chair.
Don't put him anywhere near any of those movies ever.
Also,
ever again.
Kang looking like he looks straight up like Frederick Douglass, bro. Like it, and that. In the second post credit scene, didn't he? His hair, he looked like Frederick Douglass. Like I was like, yo, wait a minute, he's supposed to.
Damn, wasn't expecting that.
He did look like him though, right?
Yeah.
He looked like his hair. Yeah. And he said, "Oh, his name is Victor Timely. Is that what it is?" Hold up.
So
yeah.
Victor Timely is actually the creator of the first Human Torch android.
Oh, okay.
That was first showcased.
Okay.
In Captain America.
Okay. I see it now.
Fantastic Four confirmed.
That's also another spot where Kang the Conqueror might show up. Is Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that all surprise me?
And if they do him differently, because remember Thanos, even once introduced, even when he was in Guardians, it was just like. But if Kang is going to be in every single movie and not just post-credit scenes going forward, just he's showing up, like, bro, that's dope, man.
You know what they do.
The rumor is that Kang is supposed to have like at least appear in 3 episodes of Loki.
Yeah,
Jonathan Majors is supposed to appear at least in 3 episodes of that.
Nice.
Even just looking at the post-credit sequence, like there were 3 of the main Kangs that headed the council. There was Immortus, Rama Tut, and I just saw today that Peyton Reed confirmed the 3rd one. It's Silver Centurion. Now, one Kang the Conqueror variant is noticeably absent, and I think there's a very abundant reason why that Kang variant is absent, because that Kang variant is a child, and that child is the Iron Lad. The Iron Lad is a younger version of Nathan Richards from the 31st century who's decked out in a red and silver Iron Man outfit, and it's basically like 31st century Iron Man, but it's Nathan. It's a version of Kang the Conqueror.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, let me see that.
That's why Kang is such a fucking just completely different kind of villain than Thanos is, because there's so many different versions of him.
And you know what they need to do if he does show up in a Fantastic Four movie is you show how he got there, like destroying timelines or whatever. He pops his head into Fanforstic, the Fanforstic universe. throws a little time erasing grenade in there. Just pops his head in, throws it in there, and then like you pan up and see Michael
Miles
B. Jordan and Miles Teller and whoever else, and then it just destroys that from existence, and then he moves on.
Oh, damn.
Yo, Disney. Let me see it all, son. I just when he kills, let me see let me see just a super violent. I want to see him really, because he was giving Ant-Man the business when they were fighting right there at the end. He was fucking working him like he would just and Scott Lang would be like, bop, 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 bop. He's just getting catching.
Yeah.
I was like,
Scott Lang,
dude, that was the most I think Paul Rudd like has gotten physical in that role.
Oh
like,
yeah, because his helmet got fucking smashed. Dude.
Helmet got smashed, and he was like all bloody and all that. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought that was a good part of the movie too. Like him, showing his fighting chops.
yeah, dude.
Right,
like he got the business at the end of that movie from Jonathan Majors. He got the fucking shit kicked out of him, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it'd be funny. Like all day they're doing that fight scene, and he like hits him with some real punches and stuff. And Paul Rudd's like, okay, good job. He's like, and then he's like, so what do you got coming up? He's like, I'm gonna be in the new Creed movie. I'm doing boxing. He's like, okay, that's why you beat the shit out of me just now.
I need to see that shit. Is that this weekend or next weekend? Next weekend,
March 3rd, 23rd,
okay.
March 3rd.
I think it's next weekend. I think. Yeah, because Creed 3 on 3/3/2023. My friend and I call it Threed.
Threed? I like that.
All right, and real quick, I did want to end the show talking about yesterday's Sony State of Play. Came out with a couple things. We did watch a little bit of the Suicide Squad trailer last night, or a little bit of the gameplay, and we'll talk about it just a bit. John Richards, is he really for real?
That's the rumor.
They want to follow the type of reefer.
But according to Justin Kroll, they're going to start casting from. They're going. The first one they might cast is Sue.
Okay.
According to Justin Kroll from, I think he's Deadline now. He was from Variety, but I think he's at Deadline now.
All right. So I'm gonna bring up this. Let me get this page up here. Just a couple things that came out. I mean, like I said, all things didn't interest me, but I was interested in obviously seeing this fucking Suicide Squad shit because they've been talking about it for quite some time. Let me take this down. So Sony State of Play February 2023. Everything announced. All right. We'll take a look at some of these, but I want to just go through this. So Rocksteady shares extended look at Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Too much Bayonetta, bro. I
thought it was Kiss the Justice League.
What?
I got to cancel my pre-order.
Capcom reveals 3 new Street Fighter 6 characters. I'm not a big Street Fighter guy. Mortal Kombat is more my bad. Let's see.
Mortal Kombat 12 did get announced, though.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Did they show anything for it? Probably not. New Resident Evil 4 trailer. All right, confirms the return of Mercenaries mode. Nice. Bungie reveals Destiny 2 Lightfall. I hadn't played Destiny in fucking a mad long time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Lightfall was coming out at the end of the month. Yeah.
Let's see. Whoa. Sony reveals 5 games headed. Okay, this is PlayStation VR. I don't have one, and don't know that I'll get one. But Green Hell. What the fuck is that?
What in the Green Hell,
bro? This shit right here. Okay, I'm gonna play this because I was like, what in the fuck is this? Hold up. It's called Humanity.
Yeah.
Bro.
Kirby!
When it comes to adventuring through dreamland,
I'm gonna get fucking bounced. I can't even turn the sound off.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Caught the enemies
till it goes off. What the fuck was... Okay, here we go. So you're this dog, and they just follow the dog. It's fucking weird, dude. What is this? All right, that's enough of that shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, what is that? The dog was jumping and the people were following him up in the sky. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Watch next year, video game awards. That's probably going to best independent game and shit.
Yeah, or game of the year.
Yeah,
I would. I am mad at that already.
Yeah,
irrationally. I understand.
The Street Fighter trailer. Do you want to see the Street Fighter? Okay, hold up. Walking sim, dude. I didn't know what that was. All I know was the dog jumped up and all of the people they floated up, and I was like, "What is this going on?"
Were they doing Star Wars in that shot right there?
No, they just have like some. They looks like lightsabers, but the way they're holding them is just like some glow sticks or some shit, man.
That's wild.
It looks like they're about to battle though. Hold on,
yeah, they are. Shundun, 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 Shundun.
Where is it? Damn, is this...
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Everything's gonna have a Kirby fucking little.
Love Kirby, but not that much. No, I got a Nintendo Switch, but I'm only interested in 2 games coming out this year, and that's Final Fantasy 16 and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. That's it. What? Zangief. Shit. Fuck. Oh, poor Honda. Oh, buddy, you didn't stand a chance.
German suplex. Holy shit.
Bro.
Okay, smile. Good stuff. Wings. Here we go. That's it for you. Here I go.
All right. Oh, fuck.
Another mission awaits.
Okay, Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Damn, bro, there's a lot of ass cheeks.
Looks like shit.
Look. The cheeks for Street Fighter have been abundant since 4. Okay.
Yeah. Always.
When they showed off Chun-Li, that was the end of it.
Yeah. Goodbye, Volcano. I don't know what that is. Let's see.
That first dude doing the German suplex and everything, that was pretty dope.
Zangief.
Sure.
Yeah,
dude,
he's saucy.
The German suplex is one of the greatest moves in any fighting. When they incorporate it into video games, I lose my shit. It's awesome.
All right.
Oh,
let me take this out. Let me make sure they're gonna start playing some damn Kirby again and shit. And they didn't, son of a bitch. Oh yeah, they
got a problem with Kirby.
Oh, they are. It's so. Street Fighter 6 problem. Yeah, man. No, fighting games, man. Fighting games are always gonna have a market, bro. People just like playing fighting games.
Always, I agree. Yeah.
Especially when they add good shit to it, like a Mortal Kombat versus fucking DC. Remember that shit? That shit was dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna talk about Injustice 3. So I know they just announced.
Let's bust something up.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a sec. Hello, Brainiac. Is it happening now? Great. You will have Luther ASAP. Good news! You want Luther, all you have to do is come and get him.
Let's do it. Why did he do this after he said that? Come and get him.
Because he's being controlled by Brainiac. And it's goofy. I don't know.
Task Force X, what the hell was that?
Flash is alive.
And he has Luther.
One damn thing at a time.
You asked.
What?
Boom! Job done! You came through, Boomer.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just call me the Pinball Wizard.
Why can they jump so high?
I don't know. Yeah, all of them can float. Every single one of them they showed. It's weird.
It must be like a power up they get or something.
Dude, this is like.
I mean,
like
they kind of.
Fortnite.
Here's the thing. I'm not defending this game at all because like it looks however it looks.
Yeah.
But when Batman, like when the Arkham series like got so popular, it kind of painted other games like this in a corner because it's like with Batman, it's like yeah, he can glide.
Mm-hmm.
But then with stuff like this, it's like how can King Shark get around? I don't know. Give him some sort of jumping floating device, some shit.
Also,
no, it's a Jason Todd spirit jump.
Yeah, that's the boots or whatever. Yeah,
We've got an interrogation to get back to. Hey, you think I'm just gonna let you walk away and tell these guys everything you know? You think they can stop
Holy
us?
shit, he really does look like Vin Diesel.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Pathetic. At least I'm not a big hero turned stooge for a spaceman.
Okay, Boomerang. You want to see what a real hero can do? I'll show you.
Flash, how do I stop this?
Oh.
Ruffling.
Please, tell me how.
You have to kill us, Diana.
I do like her look here. Shit looks fire, man.
Yeah.
That Australian boomerang's off. He said, "What?" He did, man. I don't know why they made him look like that.
Why is it awful? It sounds Australian.
Because Drogo's from fucking Australia. He's like, it doesn't sound like my brother, mate. All right, so yeah, look, game looks how it looks. I'm not at all excited, to be honest. And the day I read where that shit's got to be online all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you sent that shit, yeah.
Yeah, even when it's single player. That's
That's
gonna be a pass from me, unfortunately. I don't know, and it sucks because like I was okay with opting out of Gotham Knights because like it wasn't connected to anything. I personally just didn't like the gameplay and whatever. But this, I'm like, yo, it's set after Arkham Knight. It's in the same universe. Blah blah blah. It's got Kevin Conroy. But then I don't know. Watching this, I'm like, this was not what I anticipated. Like it's I try and be as nice as possible, but then like someone else tweeted like, it's got all these. I think it was Greg Miller tweeted like it's got all these great aspects of the game, but you got to play a Suicide Squad. It's like, yeah, okay, yep. I was in its corner for a while, and now I'm like, I think I'm all right.
So
I might wait until it's on, sale or whatever.
Yeah, so here's where it says, Rocksteady Games confirmed that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League requires an online connection even if you're playing single player.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Looks
so stupid. Yeah.
Yo, we ain't buying that in my house. Oh, that's pretty good right there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me.
Oh man, yeah, please don't let this game be like this.
Dude, that's honestly what it's kind of shaping up to be. It's
Yo, so I had never played that game either, and
neither
it was free. It was free on PlayStation. It's like I you know, you could stream, like when you have PlayStation Plus, you could stream some of the games, and I streamed it for free. Trash. I played for like 30 to 45 minutes, and I was stuck being Iron Man, keep doing these training missions. I'm like, I just want to get out in the street and shoot some motherfuckers. They just kept making me train. I was like, okay, I'm done. But yeah, that dude said why. So yeah, that's we'll wait and see when it gets closer. But as for right now, I'm like, you can miss me with all of this. Why the online? That particular detail is bad because what if it's one of those times where you're just like, yo, your internet's out or something, and you just want to play video games and pass the time? You're like, oh, you can't play this motherfucker though because you got to be online.
It's honestly just so you'd think they would have learned because I mean, I guess this wasn't Rocksteady, but so when
hold up. Oh, I gotta share this with my Yo, look at that shit, man. It says Gotham. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. No. No, there's a disappointment. What is this crap?
What is this crap?
Oh man. All right, that's enough of that shit. But go ahead.
What is this crap?
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. What I was just saying, like in the chat last night on Four Nerds, like, well, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man 2 and the Wolverine game that's coming out.
Yep.
They didn't say anything about that one.
No, I mean, the Suicide Squad game comes out in May, so so this is like kind of close. So I'm assuming once the release for Spider-Man gets closer, it'll be on the state of play, and then I think they've only announced Wolverine. Like they haven't really even shown. They only showed that like
same teaser. Thing with when I first saw it, because I didn't see that Wonder Woman part of that yesterday. So I saw a picture of it this morning, and I was like, "Yo, is that the first look at the game?" And I was like, "Nah, bro, that's Suicide Squad." So
again, if you cancel the Wonder Woman game, I will burn something to the ground.
That is the one. That is because it's throughout. Just even in the last 20 years of video games, there have been so many games that have had a woman as the main character, and to just now be getting a Wonder Woman game, don't take that shit away, bro.
Yeah,
please. Say we're waiting. Just finish it. You know what I'm saying? If it got a little buzz, we'll probably deal with that. You know what I mean? And also, don't make it online only. That's fucking dumb.
No.
For real.
Somebody put a picture of the frog about to stick the fork in the damn in the light plug, the socket.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. Okay, so when Arkham Origins came out, they had like the multiplayer aspect.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just like a team deathmatch on Call of Duty. That didn't take off like they wanted it to. I don't think.
No, it didn't. It did
so
not.
It is baffling to me why they're doing this like online only aspect now. It's just like what sense does that make? I don't care. Like there's just going to be some people that don't care to, because if it affects the battle pass or like the gear drop or however the hell that works, fine. But there's going to be some people that don't care about that and they just want to play the game.
Yep.
And they're not always going to have online connection. So that's really it's really kind of shitty to do that. And literally you're limiting the amount of players or the amount of people who can play it now because like
let's see, a lot of players are canceling on. Yeah, that's right. And not only that, I mean, you're already starting on pretty much the same slate that Gotham Knights did because there's no PS4 or Xbox One version of or not Xbox, but whatever last generation's Xbox and PS4, it's not coming out on that. So that's already some potential sales that aren't going to happen anyway. And then now you're going to be like online only. People don't like that shit, man. But that's the show, man. Now, y'all got anything else? Anything pressing? You know what I mean?
Stephen Yeun got cast in Thunderbolts.
Did he?
For an ongoing role in the MCU.
Nice. I hope it's not like, and I know there's more shit coming with Kit Harington, so I know why his role was so small in Eternals and shit.
Yeah.
I want to see him too. Y'all hurry up with the movies, y'all. Trending MODOK 1,300 tweets.
Fuck, what? Oh my god, I see it. Holy shit. No.
Yo, that is fucking ridiculous, man. I just looked over there. It says, and it has MODOK, he has his own little hashtag thing, little symbol of it.
Oh,
shit.
God.
Yeah. It's fucking
he does. Wow. Darren?
That weird little nutsack.
MODOK? Yes.
All right, so that's the show, man. Appreciate everybody who stopped by to listen to us chat about a few things. You know what I'm saying? The Suicide Squad game, whatever Sony put out. We're all PlayStation owners, so that's of interest to us. We are always looking at what they're trying to drop for us because that's what we got, man. We got coming. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen with this damn? I don't know about you. I don't think y'all don't play Call of Duty like I do, but I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with this damn sale. Son of a bitch! It's such a weird fucking. So I don't know why Sony was trying to block the sale. So they're selling pretty much. Damn it! What's the studio?
Infinity.
Damn it! No, not. How the fuck do I not know this? It's killing me right now. Anyway, Infinity Ward or whatever the no, it's not them. It's who owns them as well. It's not Bungie. It's not.
Is it Activision?
Yes, that's it. Activision being sold to Microsoft. Obviously, when it first announced, it kind of scared PlayStation people because Activision puts out pretty much like yearly the highest selling video game, so to speak, across all platforms because it's Call of Duty, so it's going to sell. But they were going to sell it, and I guess Sony at the time is like, well, wait a minute, are we still going to have the Microsoft keeps, and they're telling the truth. They're like, yo, Sony own. When it comes to Call of Duty sales, Sony gets 75% of it. Why would we not still allow PlayStation to have the game every year? Like, that'd be stupid. But Sony doesn't want Microsoft to have the rights, period. They want it to stay the way it is. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. There's some legal shit where they tried to block it or whatever. But I don't know why. Honestly, like literally, if Sony doesn't have Call of Duty, that franchise loses, like I just said, so many millions of dollars a year because it sells better on PlayStation than it does on Xbox, in other words. So I don't know. Microsoft offered Sony like a 10-year contract to, you know what I'm saying, to get, you know what I'm saying, for the next 10 years, and then after that they probably renegotiate if they had to or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. There might not be a Call of Duty on PlayStation like next year or whatever. So or it might not for real, just because of that thing. Like who knows what's gonna happen, but they have Sony's revenue for like the last quarter, because remember they caught up with PlayStation 5 demand. So like their last quarter of last year was insane, bro. Like literally the best that's ever happened in any console sales period was what Sony had, because the PlayStation 5 was in high demand. They finally caught up with it. So there you go. We'll see what happens with that thing. But as always, you guys, I appreciate Joey and Phil jumping on to chit chat and talk some shit.
Always.
Yeah, they are. Oh, another thing with Xbox is that their day one shit is fucking killing their games.
Oh, no.
I hate to laugh. I don't want to laugh. I'm not an Xbox guy, but Xbox has their Game Pass where new games day one, if you're subscribed to Game Pass for whatever it costs you monthly, when new games come out, you just get them for free. So that's literally $70 that's not being made off each game sale for Xbox. It's just, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be just like if PlayStation did it, and they were like, "Yo, God of War is free. If you pay $9.99 a month for all the rest of these games, you got God of War Ragnarok free."
Wow.
Think about how that would hurt God of War sales.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening with Xbox. Is that Game Pass shit is hurting the sales of individual games because people are just getting it for free for paying $10 a month or whatever they cost. Game Pass costs. I think it's $70 a year or some shit like that. But it doesn't matter. There's
shit like that, yeah.
Even just this.
Excuse me.
That on paper, I could read that and say, well, they're going to lose money. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody who has that pass could pay $70 for a whole year and they get 3 premium $70 games for free, they just lost. You know what I'm saying? Per year if it plays out like that. So we'll see where that shit goes. Probably
yikes.
They're gonna have to stop that. Probably
Yeah.
they're probably gonna have to stop that Game Pass shit. Which so now Sony looks smart because they were like, we're not doing that shit. And of course, no, why would you do that? That's a lot of money you're losing. I mean, it sounds good to the consumer because I'm like, yo, if I got PlayStation Plus, I can just play these games, but it hurts the developers and all of that shit. So
yeah,
I do like quality games. But anyway, like I was saying, see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all for coming on. Appreciate everybody who watched. And yeah, man. Have yourself a fire weekend. Can't find my outro. Oh, there it is. Peace out.
Later.